morning, and welcome to Cosmoteer. My name's Pooks, and today we're continuing on with our Iron Man of Cosmoteer. Yeah, so we're going to hit the load button, and we're going to go load the stream. If you're paying attention and you want to keep track of these things, you can see the time date stamp of when I last saved. It should match up to Eastern Australian Standard Time, or Daylight Savings Time, actually. Not standard, daylight savings time. Yeah. But here we are where we left off. In the last episode, we launched the catapult class of ships, which is the Kestrel here. We have filled out the Trodoc, so it's pretty much in its final form. It might have a little bit at the back here, but that's pretty much all I want to do in terms of what this mining ship slash smelting ship is going to end up being. So I think we'll just give it a little bit of a bump out the back, maybe with a tractor beam, maybe with a sensor pod, and a few more crew members. But that's about it. That's how it's going to end up. And then we also have the Owl class, which is basically there to distract people. It's a big, fat, owly distraction. And what's my setting for this? Display ships. No, no. There's this one. Yeah, there we go. And as you can see, this one already has some paintwork. All it needs now is some lettering, which I actually forgot about as well. So we're going to go with the lettering in the top layer. So the way the decals work, this is your top layer, next layer, bottom layer, base paint. All right. So my top layer is the red, my next one is a slightly darker red, and then we have the gray that's for our shading, basically. Anyway, so we're going to use the slightly darker red, I think, and so we'll give it a whole number, I think makes sense. We'll turn off mirroring as well. But yeah, we're going to start off. So PS for Pook ship. And this is hull number 3, I believe. 03. So PS03, and then below that we will have. See, I don't necessarily. Maybe we'll do it at the bottom here. Yeah, we'll do it at the bottom. And the owl. Right, just the finishing touches, right? So that we have it. We have it now as fully finished paintwork for this one. Next up, we're going to go paint the Kestrel and the Trodoc as well. So starting off with the Trodoc, I'm actually going to keep the base paint like this, right? And for those watching on YouTube, there's a skip ahead. I'm going to set this up so that you can skip ahead to where the action is if you don't want to see me painting a ship. For those streaming, you're stuck with me. Right. There will be more action later on, I promise. We're going to go after these bounties, and we're going to continue on, get some more fame, get some more crew into the Trodoc, crucially. But we are going to paint things first. So I'm just got to think out how to do this. So previously I used decal 1 as my shader. I think I might want decal 3 to be my shader instead, right? So decal 3 can do shading. Oh, can I rename this layer? Oh, we can get hex colors, cool. All right, yeah, we can be very specific about the colors. So this is kind of going to be an industrial type ship, right? So I feel like that orangey industrial sort of safety sort of colors are going to be what we go after here. Is it more yellow? Yep. And then I'm not sure about the third color, if I need it or not. Now, this thing is through. I might want this to be black. Yeah. got grey, yellow, black, and then base coat of white. Alright, so yeah, actually I want this one to be the yellow one, because this will make it easier, I think. And then you to be the black, and you to be the shader. Might go a little bit darker yellow, and we're just going to grab the filler, right? So let's think about where I want to keep my whites here. We could layer out the cargo pods as whites. Not sure I want to do that. We could have like the bridge section sort of thing, the central bit here as our whites, and we could move these like one to the right in the actual hull design. No, we can't because that's a factory. Yeah, okay. I was thinking if I could move them in slightly, then we could have like a raised, make it look like a raised sort of thing here. We could still make it look raised. That is a possibility. Yeah, we might still do that. All right, so how are we gonna do that? We're probably gonna go like that, like that. And then I might want to do something along those lines. I know it's tough to see what I'm actually doing here. Like would not make sense to anyone but me right now. I'm hoping that it does make sense in the end, because otherwise I'm going to waste a little bit of time doing this, but this is part of the learning experience. In this case, we're learning how to Microsoft Paint. So like that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the rest of it should end up being this color. Can we make this bigger? Can we make it like, what do we get? Oh, we get little icons. I didn't realize we could do this. We could give it a giant smiley face. I wonder if we can import your own. You probably can. I'm sure it'd be reasonably simple for someone to do it. I'd like a cat face, please. Anyone listening who can do pretty good art, bring me a cat face. Otherwise, I'm going to have to draw my own using decals. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants me to try and draw a cat face. Alright, but we're going to shade this in. So, seeing if the control buttons or anything would like do everything, but no, it seems not. The shift button doesn't do. There might be a faster way to do this. If anyone watching right now does know a faster way, feel free to backseat. I'm entirely comfortable with people backseating during my streams. If I want to ignore you, I can. So, oh yeah, this works pretty well. Alright, so we've painted it fairly well. So we've got the safety yellow. And then we want to make it look good from here. Alright, so the next one is that I think we want some kind of like safety lines on it. Right, hazardous sort of things. Let me think this through. How are we going to do this? Because we could just do that. That's just going to look like stripes. I think it needs to be diagonal. Like this sort of thing. But then it's not going to carry on to the next thing. Like this sort of thing, right? So it's too wide apart to make it kind of look like that really dense safety warning sort of thing. I wonder if there's a specific decal. This might be it, actually. Not quite, because it's too thick on one side. That's what I've got already, I think. Yep. Right, that's the ideal. Can we just angle it maybe? No, because then we get a kind of pinch. Yeah, it's definitely the look that I want. It's just not the sufficient for my purposes. It's this. Not exactly what I'm after either. Maybe if we just go for a broader section of ship here. Right, so if we go that, just keep that trend up. Like, stay away from the edges here, people. It's dangerous. And then we want the corner one. Corner boy. Have I really lost it? Oh, I might be able to do that. Yeah, hang on. If I do this, right, then it's out of line, but we might be able to get it in line, like that. Not sure. Yeah, it doesn't really line up very well though. Undo that. And we just need the corner. Where did I put it? Like, well, where did the game put it? 'Cause I didn't put it anywhere. I'm just being blind. This. There we go. Yeah, it kind of looks like how I want it to go. Not 100%, but I think beggars can't be choosers, so I'll take it. In the meantime, that actually needs to finish off, I think. No, that's not what I want. Alright, we'll grab that, and we're going to copy it and paste. Can I flip it horizontally? Yeah, there we are. Now, if I was smart, I'm going to turn on mirror mode as well. That'll help a lot, I think. Alright, so we've got kind of safety. Oh, I'm done fucked up here. Just want to select a single part, so select tool. Yeah. Just gonna. You copy, paste, 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 paste. There we are. All right, cool. Next up on the whole copy paste thing, we'll select all this, copy, paste, and we'll just do it so it's gonna match here. I don't think it's gonna match too well though, is the thing on the inside. I think we'll have to do something else. Let's check out, well, shading options, right? Oh, that's no good. It kind of just cuts into it. So if I go like this, it could give me the appearance of it being thinner. Let's go look at decal 3. I think I know what's missing here, actually, because it's... Maybe it needs to go to the edge there, possibly. But I'm gonna take a quick break from that and come back to it so I can clear my head of it. And I'm gonna work on this bit instead, because I want to give this the impression that it's kind of raised, right? So we're limited to our shader parts, basically. Is there really not a diagonal sort of shader? Oh, wrong way. And that, do it. Yeah, so that's starting to look like it's raised out. I want it to be diagonal up there though as well, so that we've got a shader running that way. Ideas are appreciated. Do that, then it's kind of not what I'm after. Do that, that's also not what I'm after. I think that's it. That's what we wanted. And then we need the corner one to round it out. There we are. Yeah, that kind of looks right. Let's just play around with... Yeah, it needs to be a little bit darker to be really shadows. Cool. All right. Then, on that basis, I think we're gonna have it shadow. The thing is, shadow is also a trick of light, right? So you usually have light coming from one direction. So I'm not sure what to do about the bits here. So I want to look like these cargo pods are raised up as well, or I want to do something with them to accent them a little bit. But I don't want to go with straight black. How did I manage to get this as well? Like, this is meant to be a copy paste. I don't know. We'll fix it in a bit. So, where's my straight shader line? Straight shader line? I know you're here. There we are. So if I do this, right, it is looking kind of like it's standing these things out. Let's just do it for the whole thing and see what happens. Pardon me. corner shader. There it is. Yeah, okay, they look like they're raised. I'm wondering if I just want to do the corner, like the left-hand side, and leave these up. So what I might do is turn off mirror mode, grab the select mode, just see how that looks if I delete them. I think it would need to go then, like the corner one here, and not quite. Flip it. It's not quite what I want. Yeah, I think about this one. Oh, we're thinking this versus, I think this is better. We just undo what I did. And then we might have these ones so they're raised as well, but not the other guys. Yeah, we'll do that. Turn back on mirror mode. Saves a ton of time. I can't because these, right. So we need some other way of distinguishing this. We could try doing an interior version of it instead. So instead, kind of looking at this. That looks very strange. I think instead we probably want to try and accent other things instead, just to distract a little bit. All about the art of distraction now. Basically, all I want to do is just give this sort of some feeling of depth and like there's some, I guess, more to this, like more realism. If we just put these dots on, yeah, where the reactor is. So enough to kind of disguise that it's just basically a one-dimensional image is the idea here. I think my best option is just going to be going with solid shapes now and not shaders. Shaders, I think, is working to shadow those out pretty well. While I'm looking at it, actually, I want the finished product, so we're going to copy, turn off mirror, paste, and then flip it. So it should be that. There we are. Turn mirror back on. What I might also do is copy, paste, turn mirror off because this might ruin it. Do that, and then no, we want select tool, this, copy, paste, flip it, so it goes in like that. There we are. Back to layer 3, which is my grey layer. I'm looking at these thrusters here, right? And thrusters are going to burn off the paint and that sort of thing, probably. They look fairly hot, so what I want to do is introduce some kind of shading or something here. I think I just need the black, the dark one actually. Just on the insides here, where it's realistic that the paint will have been burnt away. I should have mirror mode on, but I don't want to do anything kind of more than that. It does look like layer 3 actually needs to touch up there. Now, layer 1, what would happen if we just made these black? I actually kind of like that. I think I like the accents on the thrusters here. I don't like the sharp edges, though. Can we do something about sharp edges? Can do things. Let's just see what happens when we remove the kind of sharpy edges here. Hang on, layer 3 should have this sort of thing sorted. There we are. Back to layer 2. Do that. Do that. That. Looks very heavy, shadowy sort of thing. I don't think I'm going to keep it. Oh, whoops, that was meant to be, yeah. Oh. Unfortunate that it couldn't stay, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Just wasn't looking quite right. This needs a band. Now, bearing in mind that we're going to have turn off mirroring, so what am I labeling? I'm labeling my hells. So PS. PS stands for Pook Ship. And this is hull 2. Is very dark. Like that solid sort of paint that they've got going on here. I'm not sure if I want it that dark. What if I put it to grey paint instead? Wait. P S 0. I think maybe the placement needs to move like there instead. We'll go to decal 2 and just get rid of them. Yep, and then we're going to put the ship name down this side. And hope that we have enough space to spell it. Ah, yeah, that worked out pretty well. Oh, it just needs to go up slightly more, because it's off center and that's just gonna mess with me. So we'll cut and then paste it here. We have the Trodoc. Alright, I'm reasonably happy with that. I don't think it's hugely fancy. I've seen better paint jobs on ships, to be honest. But at least it gets us away from the basics, basic white. And it gives it kind of an industrial look. Let me know if you have any suggestions for improvements on what I could do here. The only other thought I've seen other people do is label what's actually in storage at each point. So we could move the whole name somewhere else, probably in smaller font along here, and so we could go Trodoc and PSO2 here, and then go, like if that was gold, go AU or something along those lines. That could be an option. But I'm interested to hear people's thoughts on how to color up the ship and some techniques that I could be using. But that works for me. Now we have very yellow ships, right? We have a very yellowish fleet. That's actually unintentional. I don't know why the owl went for yellow, but it did. So we're going to go after the Kestrel next, and we're going to choose a different color. I think we're going to go for like a green. A green on the decal 2. On the decal 1. Oh, maybe we'll go for blues. Yeah, a blue, and then a lighter blue. If I want shadowing at all, I'm going to have to choose one for shadow. So will you be my shadow? Yeah, you'll be my shadow. And then this can be the lighter blue. Actually, top layer can be shadow. This one can be our darker blue. You can be our lighter blue. And then you go with the base paint of white again. We could kind of mottle it up as well. Give it kind of different looks here. Oh. Scratched speckles. What's the difference here? I like the speckles. That looks a little bit more realistic than no whatsoever. So we'll go with the speckles. That actually might be an improvement on my other ships too, but... Okay, so the railgun is really the hero here. So let's start with our shadowing first, and shade that out. We'll turn on mirroring. Just run a shadow. Really emphasize that. We want the corners. Can't see this properly. There we are. And then we want the bottom. Alright, so that's made it stand out. I think as well we'll go with a light blue here. Just color that in like so. Yeah. Just just want to do the bottom bits, not the rest of it. Anyway, we'll leave that for a gripe another day. But yeah, I would love to just make this thing look a lot less like a penis, basically. If I can do that with the paint, then I will be great. You know, mission accomplished. Because, yeah, it looks like I'm compensating for something here. I think what little curve edges if I can. We have little circle edges. I think we've got some up the top actually. Yeah, there we are. Better. I do this here as well. Actually, what would that look like on the darker layer? Yeah, yeah. Let's highlight those up. We'll do the same here. Do we have something that's kind of middling? I don't think that will work. Oh, we can do this. Oh. Do the thrusters maybe? No, that would need like a half circle. Oh, maybe we can. It's not quite there, right? Neither's that. Yeah, it's okay. Can't do everything. Can't paint everything. Probably shouldn't. Good. Decal 1 in the middle. Lighter color. No. No, that's a bad idea. Yep. We'll do the same over here. Ah. Oop. There we are. There we are. Grab that. Grab that. And I think I was using the half circle here. Cool. I think for the sake of consistency here, I should be doing this as well. Alright, I might try and shadow out the ammo here. We won't do it for the factory, but we will do it for the Z ammo. Oh. Better. And then if I highlight that with the blue, yeah, I think that offset starts distracting and breaking up the shape a little bit more. Go back to layer 3, grab our shadow tool. What I might be able to do is shade off this. I will turn up mirroring. Yep, that was a good choice, I feel. Now I do want to do this sort of thing as well, again with the engines. Autosave. I've mucked my shadowing here. Turn off mirror. It's better. I think we need to do the tip as well. Yeah, that'll work. Coolio. And I may just thinking out loud here, or painting out loud. Is that a thing? Probably not. It's wrong. Kill that too. Fortunately, the blue is making it look very artificial between here and here. So, I think I want a gradient line there instead. I think that's helping to soften it a little bit. And then finally, what we might do is some lines. I want mirror on for this. Nah, that's not what I want. Instead, we'll use that last bit to go with the whole number, which was, in this case, I think this is the third one, so turn off mirror, P, S, 0, 3. And then we want to call it the Kestrel. Cut that, paste it there. Yeah, too close in to the rail, I think, if we move it out. Be up a bit. Cool. We've painted our ships. We've got better looking ships. Maybe not great looking ships, but better looking ships. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alright, so welcome back, YouTubers who are watching this later, to the point where we're actually back into the action now. We've finished painting our ships, as you can tell. We've got the Trodoc. It's an industrial sort of thing. We've got the owl just sitting as its demon owl sort of thing, and then the Kestrel has a different style entirely, just to mix things up. This may or may not be the final paint for things, but I feel like Trodoc looks okay. Owl looks okay. I'm not sure about the Kestrel. I'm not sure about this breakup sort of thing. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll unpause. And where we left off, we'd broken up some wreck. We'd made some wrecks and we'd marked them here. We do have a Renegade Pack bounty down here. We're going to clear asteroid field and another pack bounty down here and another pack down. It's all about the packs in this system. So what I think we'll do is go to this one first, just because it's close by. We'll investigate the unknown signal, go to this pack, wander back up to this pack, take out the asteroid field, and then we'll be done for this section. Unfortunately, we are working for our sworn enemies. I say sworn enemies. They're not really. They don't know it anyway. The League of Soul, but we will not want to continue to take more missions for them, but because I need the money, that's why we're doing it. We're not so high principled that we won't do it just for the money. And because, you know, this is the first station I get in this sort of area. But ultimately, I may even come in and try and destroy this station. It will be a tough fight, but my goal is I just want to kind of eliminate that faction. And might do the same for the Imperium. because there's no storyline to do this. There's no requirement. You can go through this entire game without taking on the guys. But the Cabal or Soul, not League. I just feel like, you know, there's rumors that they were responsible. Actually looked up some of the lore about them in the game's wiki, whether or not that continues on. But there are apparently rumors that they were responsible for the destruction of Earth in this game. So I feel like if they're, you know, they blew up our home solar system, there ought to be some consequences for that. Alright, we've got an effigy here. These are a bastard with their disruptors. But so we're gonna actually, yeah, we'll send in the owl to take that on. In addition to Kestrel. What else have we got? We've got a bite. That's gonna be no problem whatsoever. Boom. Kestrel just gave it a good smacking. So it shouldn't be too much longer before we get another shot off. And it's down. These are gonna be easy street guys. I think the owl can turn around and just boom. Dead. Boom. Headshot. Alright, take that as a wreck. Drop that as a wreck marker. And yeah, we're going to go down and check that out now. Actually interested to see whether the Kestrel or the owl. Yeah, the Kestrel actually outruns the owl a little bit as well. Oh, it's an asteroid belt. Alright. We'll mark up anything interesting we see here. I know that I'm going to want copper, so that's kind of primary concern, but the processes as well. Ultimately, if you get enough processes and that sort of thing, then you don't need anything else because you can just sell them and have all the credits, all the monies. Alright, so nothing really too amazing. Oh, we've got a pirate hunter. Now, the pirate hunters tend to be a little bit harder targets. I'm going to send in the owl, and the Kestrel will back it up. Alright, owl, what you got? Go after the shields. Actually, disruptors could be good too as well. So it's also got a few missiles. Fortunately, the owl has some point defense on its side. It doesn't have any on the front, but that's what the shields are meant to protect for. The Kestrel, I think the easiest way to go after this ship will actually be its reactor core. So I might tell it to just focus on that if it can. We'll slow down because this is a new ship variety we haven't encountered yet. The owl's coming in, it's angling for an attack on the owl, so yep. And what I might do with the owl actually is go 1 and 2. We're just going to split our firing groups. 1's going to go after that, 2's going to go after that. Yeah, okay. And we got the incoming. Ah, oh, smashed it, Brew. Right through the middle there. Those are going to hit, unfortunately. You can really tell where those... Ooh, they managed to get into my thruster there. That sucks. But you can really tell... Oh, come on. I'm glad I put some back point defense. Actually, it could probably use a little bit more. But you can really tell the difficulty upping, because those high explosive on normal difficulty would do jack shit. But once you up it a little bit more, look, we need 100 of these guys to properly repair. We'll take this apart, we'll mark it as a wreck because it will be some leftovers once we're done. But that was a not insignificant damage from missiles. So point defense is going to get more and more crucial as a thing. A missile ship might be the next thing that we go for, actually. Be good to have just some of our own flying around and taking out the enemy. Relatively cheap to make missiles. We repair all yet? Yeah, alright, we can repair all. So now that you've got all your stuff, head back, guys. You've done your job. Kestrel, you've got plenty of ammo. I need to turn on that again. Yeah, you still got a fairly full bunker. We're going to continue on. But yeah, the owl's doing its job. It's taking a hit. I didn't like that a missile managed to get into its thruster then. We may need shields on the sides, which will suck because it means I need more crew. I really don't want to have to do that, but maybe a bigger, like a Papa Owl, a bigger version of it will end up having that. Alright, we've got a rat pack here, a renegade bounty pack. Just speed up while we cruise in to engage. Yep, I'm going to slow down now. Go after this. Alright, what do we got? We have... Man, this ain't a thing. I'm not even sure I want the Kestrel to fire at him. I think the owl will be able to take him out by himself. Yep, you go for the bite instead. Oh, it's not going to be able to catch it. In the meantime, the Kestrel hasn't shot for some reason. Start rail fanning. There we are. So it looks like the owl can't even come to grips with it. Which is a little bit annoying, to be honest, but it's not like it can actually harm it. Meantime, just mark where that wreck was before I lose track of it. Kestrel's going to come in and give it a bad day. Railfan, there we are. Another one bites the dust. The owl can turn around and engage this guy. But it's also not going to be an issue for our ships. These are small fry. These are rookie numbers. Yeah. So disabling shots. Doesn't do anything to cannons to disable it. Fortunately, that railgun, when it fires, will have just pierced through the reactor and taken out most of the ship as well. That's fine though. Ultimately, I don't mind. Took a few armor hits, nothing major. Yeah, so up this way next. Just realized most of my ships are actually getting bird names as well. I mean, we've got the Kestrel, we've got the Owl. So maybe I use that as a bit of a theme here. It was actually unintentional. We had the Velociraptor, which is really dinosaur, but hey, you know, it can be a bird. They were meant to have feathers as well, the little Velociraptors. It's not like Jurassic Park. Hey, we've got an unknown signal. Hopefully we'll be getting something good. It's a uranium asteroid. Cool. Big U. Usually the unknown signal ones, that's a decent sized copper. Actually, I'm going to mark that. Big CU. Where are you? There you are. Alright, move the owl in like that. These guys are like, oh, come at me, bro. Come at me. But these should be all easy shots again, because it's just a pack. Yep. Go for this dude. Owl can just face onto him. It's a peccadillo. If you're going to target anything, take out that, and then work on that. Actually, yeah, the Kestrel can go after this guy instead. So that's our point defense, aiming at their incoming blaster fire, and it's actually being fairly effective, surprisingly enough. I did not expect that. The owl is going to be able to take out that guy. The Kestrel, in the meantime, needs to line up its shot. On, there we are. I think the owl's taken any damage whatsoever, no. So the Kestrel can just come in and snipe now. It's actually just getting into range is the issue here. Maybe if I tell him to back off. Yeah, it's better. Unfortunately. Got him. That was just frustrating. I think that definitely means that there's a good call for the owl to have some better firepower, really. Just so where it's, I mean, at the moment it can't even take down a small ship, realistically. It would have gotten there eventually with the disruptors and enough shielding, but I think the owl could use some heavy lasers in addition to its disruptor unarmament. And I think it's going to need to go up some more power point defense. I think the Kestrel could use some rear point defense as well, maybe. Although if missiles ever get close to it, it's probably done for anyway. Alright, we've got two incoming. Now these could be a little bit harder, especially sitting in an asteroid belt. There's 3 of them. Alright. We definitely want to play this smart and safe. 4. Either this is like the worst asteroid belt ever, or we're going to have an easy time of it. There's a decent amount of CU here too. So that's encouraging for future things. We'll just mark the uranium though. Alright, so we're going to have one coming into... What do we got here? Yeah, he's decent. Got a little bit of shielding. The level 4 ship. So we definitely just want to be cautious around this, because enough of those level 4s could give us a bad day. Just receive the payments for these. Got a rescue mission as well. Oh, that gave us some... Can give us some crew. Really want crew. Another 4 crew for the Trodoc, getting close, well, not close, but getting back to potentially hitting normal crew levels. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to creep in here. See if I can attract their attention without doing anything too horrendous. What's this? This is another triad. Okay, we're in the home of the triads, it seems. We're messing with organized crime here. Alright. I'm gonna go this target up here first. This is a nice kind of clearish area in which to fight. It looks like they're fighting each other though. Gonna tell him to go like this. Yeah, I'll go like this. Yeah, he's coming straight for me. We'll slow down. The music has turned on. And you're going to start maintaining correct distance. But I really want the owl to take a few shots before I lay on the rails. Yeah, we may not have a choice. So we're going to target this guy first. Pivot. Pivot! And the owl might... Are you in range, buddy? Nope. That's really annoying. Swing hard, man. Aim out this way because he's going to come around. Alright, did we do any damage? No, we just took out the shielding. Alright, so the owl can kind of come in this way. Bugger all damage. We'll swing the back the other way. Basically, we need to keep rail fanning to try and actually hit the target. Or if we can take out that shield, that'd be good. It's actually in line with the cockpit, so... Fire! Fire, goddammit. There we are. Alright, that certainly did some damage. It blew up its ammo, so that's actually really good. I think we're going to be okay now. So rail fanning is the process of pivoting your ship all the time. So that you're where you've got a target on your rail guns. Then you can tell it, the owl can kind of cruise on in here. We've got a specific target for our rail, right? So we need to be lined up specifically to that target for the railgun to do that and give it a bad day. Alright, so that's the first target down. Just hit the repair. We took a little bit on the armor, not much. I think we're getting outmaneuvered, or certainly the owl is, so some more thrust on the owl would be welcome. Yeah, the owl is going to get an upgrade. We do have incoming though. We have this marauder that has taken some hits from the triad. From the looks of things, going to target in this guy. The owl can just target the triad. Yeah, we just gave him a smashing. want him to do is come around here. Actually, no. Just the camera cannon separating off. It's like, sir, we might have a problem. Alright, we're gonna go up to this next. I don't know why he's even trying to engage. It's actually not a smart move of them. But I'm okay with them not being smart. It's a little nimble little ship now that there's not much to it anymore. And we're just going to take out the cockpit with the owl. That would be no problem whatsoever. Now take any damage. Yeah, I can repair up. It's 1 damage that it took. Alright, we've got another triad coming in. So we are just going to rotate here. Not quite in range. Maybe we are. Can we get that guy? Alright, yes. Target that. And the Kestrel is pretty much dead on the money, right? So, aim. Got you. You are buggered, man. Yeah, destroy that asteroid. Actually worked out fairly well. That could be a new tactic, just grab an asteroid and use it for shield. Repair now? Nope. Pull it apart a bit, guys. We still have a few contacts up here that I will just a little bit wary of. I don't think they're going to wander down. I think they're protecting whatever this is. Which is probably a supply dump or something that we do want to pick up. After some coils in particular. Speed this up, there we go. Alright guys, you can head on home. We'll leave that for the cleanup crew. And the Trodoc can now talk to this, talk to these guys, there we are. Grab payment, no more fame from that. I'll take the rescue station operation. Which is up here. So that's the next place we're going to go. We've got a couple of signals up here too. Got the Wrangler coming in as well. I think this is a good point for us to try and engage these contacts if we've got a neutral ship involved as well. That will actually help. Alright, we've got a Flannex medium escort. We've got 2 of them. Yep, they're gonna try and target that Flannex. So what are these armed with? A couple of lasers. And that's about it. Alright. Kestrel come in and just try and take him out. Yeah, they're going for me. Recognize me as maybe the more badass target. I'm okay with that. I like being badass. So the Kestrel might actually go after this dude. He's gonna try and come in behind. Yeah, he's gonna ruin my day from behind. You bastard. The owl is not gonna deal well with this. I want to rotate that way and then Strafe over here. Alright, now he's gonna be faced front on now. Right, we've got a good hit on its back engines. Rail fanning, please. There we are. We have an incoming shot, and boom. Nice. So that was helped out immensely by having a neutral ship around, because otherwise these guys just came in and ruined my day here. So we might need some kind of shielding in addition to the rear point defense. There's a wreck here and a wreck here. Now it's going to need, yep, significant repairs. So yeah, while the owl is doing its job, which is to be a target, it's taken a few more hits than I would hope, or rather, it's needed more repairs than I was hoping that it would need. We'll probably top off our sulfur bunkers while we're in here as well. You know, that is okay. It is a learning experience. I'm not losing these ships either, so it's not like we're having a horrible time of it. But we certainly are not at a point where we're just going easy street on some of these harder enemies. We do have to pay attention. Alright, that's given us all the sulfur we need. And yeah, there was something up here as well that they were guarding. Here it is. So we just mark it as a storage pod, because I'm not going to pull it apart with these guys, because there's not much point. They can't carry anything. Alright, so let's go. Ah, there's something up here too. That's a target area. It's a hyperjump beacon. Cool. We're not going to stick around in the target area. I don't feel there's a need. They're going to go shoot that neutral ship anyway. Ah, the neutral ship took care of them. Sweet. Could be some wrecks there. That's another target area. We might as well take it on the way here. On the way up to our... the owl is just actually sitting off the wrong side. Trying to. Okay, we've got a couple unknown contacts. Lost contact. Here we are. Regain contact. Alright, yep, they're coming for me. So the Kestrel can just kind of sit here because I think they're just going to charge on in. There we are. We have a haywire. Just going to snipe him down. Pew. Pew. Oh, come on, really? Should have lined up that shot easy. Owl can take on the effigy. Alright, yeah. So with the effigy as well, we're going to go... 1 is there, 2 is there. And then the Kestrel is going to run in and just shoot down the middle. Ooh, we'll take a third rail shot. That couldn't get close. So what used to be a terrible, horrible ship to try and fight against is now nothing at all. Take a few hits there on the front. If I get this guy in range of this, it probably will. Coils, please. Coils. Apparently we need to disable a few things that might have coils. And we have an incoming ship here. Go back to base, turn around. Keep a line on that, please. You're gonna go attack. What we got? Another Flanax. Please target the ammo. Hopefully one there, two for there. Go to half speed. Whoa. They've blown out a shield, really? It's gonna pivot a little. Come on, Kestrel, your mate's dying. Railfan, damn it. Oh, we had a reactor go. That's heavy damage. Take out one of these cannons. Kestrel, what the hell are you doing, man? I might just set the Kestrel gun to fire at whatever you can. And yeah, I think if I tell you to back up a little, back off. Give some clearance. No, give some clearance so that the Kestrel can frickin' well fire, man. Shoot. Yeah. Taken out their main enarmament. That should have been a lot smoother than it was. We'll go for the engines next. Now I can just try and come up behind it. Guys are coming up, that's fine. Right, fan that way. Fan that way. Alright, target. Alright, we're disabling the engines. Just kill the damn thing, please. Wow. Wowee. That was just atrocious. We've got crew trying to come back. So we're probably going to need these wrecks to... Where did it go? It's over here now. Try and repair some of this. We'll start off with the corridors. And maybe some of the armor. Oh. Yeah, fairly significant damage there. Unfortunate. Kestrel can break this apart in anticipation of it providing the necessary materials that we're going to need. And wow. Alright, gives us back our fire stations. Crew Bay. Very important. Come on guys, come on in. Yeah, that sucked. That sucked a lot. Might it be that they're just not big enough reactor cores to really power everything efficiently enough? I do get the feeling we're going to need the Trodoc to come in with a few crew members and help out with repairs here. Move him up to, where's the next? Can you move? Oh, you don't have anyone powering you. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So just for the moment, we'll allow that to power that. Alright. Alright. A heap of resource down here where the actual ship blew apart. Pull this apart, man, you'll have enough to reattach it. Alright, we got everything. Cool. Just go back to power logistics. And we'll just put a W here, because now that we've grabbed everything, we know that there's some spares of stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be undercrewed now because we did lose some, unfortunately. So, the owl. Come on, owl. What's happening now? Yeah, we need to assign a few of these guys over here. That's better. Alright, it can go back to this station. Just pick up some stuff. Some people, specifically. I'll move the Kestrel over here. I don't think that's going to be a pirate thing if it turns out to be that, and the Kestrel is just going to steer clear. I think it's going to turn out to be an asteroid. Yep. Big fat carbon one. But before we move on this station, I'm thinking we also need to do a little bit of redesign on the owl. It's not tanking well enough. So first, we will transfer the crew. So it's fully stocked again. And let's go into design mode. Okay. So, things that we've noticed so far. If it gets flanked, it's in trouble. It's in serious trouble if it gets flanked. It also doesn't have really the forward thrust to keep up in the battle environment as well. So these thrusters down the bottom, they need to be better. We do have huge thrusters available now, and we do have the boost thrusters, which we could use as temporary sort of things. So those are options in our design. We know that point defense was doing some good things in terms of incoming side attacks with just light cannons. So that's an option as well. But yeah, I think the owl is going to lose its horns. It's going to look less like an owl. It could be that we just bulk these up on another couple of shield generators as well. So we have a kind of a backup level of shield and bump these up to medium reactor cores. Turn on mirror mode and let's think this through. So if I went for medium reactors, I can fit them in here. It's going to be a bit thin on the side, but we know that we're going to have to do some stuff with the sides anyway. So that's all good. And then if I turn off mirror, I can then, my airlock doesn't actually need to be there, right? We could just drop it down here instead. I would like to keep fire hydrants up here, but we can just move them here instead. So that would enable us to go shield and shield, right? And door, 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 door. Doors for those, and a door for our airlock. Next up, the tip of the wings of the owl. I think they need to be less armor. While I like the grabby sort of things, it's not always working. So we're gonna take this and just can it. And we're gonna cut off its kind of wing tips here. As fun and as cool as they may look. And what I'm thinking is that there needs to be some kind of point defense to try and take the edge off that cannon fire and whatnot. Now in terms of corridors to get there, I don't want to expose the reactor too much. So I'm thinking along those lines. And then that gives us some point defense there, right? In terms of armor ridging, I can still do that and just put some tips on there and get as much as possible. Now, in terms of the side vulnerability, I mean, what you would normally do is encase this in armor, right? So you'd have a smooth sort of armor thing and have internal thrusters. I think internal thrusters are a little bit of a cop-out. Like, you wouldn't see in real life, quotation marks there, ships that look like that. So I don't want to necessarily do that, but I do also have this huge vulnerability as well. So the only way I can think of to plug it is to run a shield generator there, but it's not going to be anywhere near power. So I'm not too much of a fan of that. And then, you know, my options end. So about all I can do is I need to have an open space for my sense of realism. So that the thrust, obviously, it kind of ends up somewhere. It doesn't still make sense, I get it. But the rule is that we have an open space. So this will satisfy my need for some kind of realism in this enough to be happy enough with it. Not really happy, Jan, but happy enough. Next up is speed. So we do have a standard one here, and we could just put it in as, but I think what I'll do instead is move these guys in and increase our thrust by doing that. So we do that and that, I think, to let people get the... I can only have one, really? That's annoying. Alright, so corridor then. There we are. And I guess I'll just fill that with armor. Then that interior can continue to be scaffolding. The other thing I might do here as well is just increase that a little bit more and drop some more point defense. Alright, so I think I've just increased its capabilities without necessarily needing to crew it more. Technically, I will probably need more crew because these shields will fail, right? But I have also increased the efficiency of these reactors. So that's something to keep in mind. It doesn't have any offensive power still. Like it can't shoot down anything. I think if I wanted to go that way, I'd buy heavy lasers, and maybe I'd do that, and poke them out the sides here so they can pivot and shoot up this way. But I would need more crew for that. So I think this is the way that I can do it without substantially changing the design. Alright, so I can't afford it at the moment. I need a little bit more radiator, basically. So what we're going to do is the Trodoc, can it run on its current level of crew? I think it can run very badly, maybe. But there was a big uranium asteroid out, yeah, down here. So we'll take it out. This might be a little bit awkward, but I predict that the Trodoc is basically going to run out of thruster fuel all the time because it's horribly undercrewed. Yeah, you can see it going down like this. All right. I think we'll be relatively safe, so I might transfer a little bit of crew from the Kestrel to the Trodoc. And the Kestrel can just kind of nestle in a little bit closer. Right. So this enables me to go on a bit of a mining trip while not completely losing all my defensive capability. So we can get that owl redesigned and working the way it's intended to work. Overall, I'm not too unhappy about the owl. Like, I think it's done a reasonable job considering its design flaws. Those design flaws are on me. Yeah, this will give us a chunk of uranium, which we can then refine. Come on, guys, load her up. Give the Kestrel a bit of an upgrade. Yep, alright, so we can do it now. Make it so. And we'll just change our power layout. I have to redo that? Really? The whole thing? Okay. I would have thought it kept it, but... that's right, because I replaced the... Cool, and this one. Also power that. Those, yeah. Oh, good. Then let's go to... You guys will do those. You will be operating these. Yep, so make sure they have the right roles. Ops. I haven't moved anything else there. There we go. Pick up everything, guys. Gotta get it all. Full uranium, that's cool. And we do have some leftovers from changing the owl around as well, so we'll go pick those up. I think here we could make some improvements just by closing a loop here, making it a little bit easier to get power. Not a combat ship, so I think that's okay. Alright, now there's a big copper one down here as well, so we'll grab it while we're here. The owl is maybe a little bit more deadly now. Certainly we've beefed up the shields a fair bit here. As well as its point defense capacity. Actually, while we're doing this, we're just going to transfer. I haven't seen any enemies. Usually by now, if there's some on patrol, then I would have expected to see them. So I think we'll be good by moving everyone over so we can speed this up. How are we going on timing as well? We're a bit over an hour in. I'm actually more interested in coils at the moment, so I'm going to turn off the hypercoil factory. We've got a fair number of them, but we're very low on, the regular kind. Also thinking we could do an upgrade here just by doing that. Cool. Alright, we've got a little bit of coil supply now. Okay, so we'll form everyone up again and bring the Trodoc back to station. to transfer the crew. Transfer crew back to the Owl, because God knows where I actually took all the crew from. And now it should be able to keep up. Yep. Oh, nope, nope. Left people. Left people behind. Oh God, did they just all die? Nope. No, but they nearly did asphyxiate. Alright, I want to rescue this next station so we can get out of the hated people of soul sort of thing. Transfer crew to the Kestrel. The Owl's full as well. Alright. So we're all good now. And yeah, hopefully the Owl, let's rename it as well. It's the Mark II. It's extra owly. Yeah, I'm hoping the larger reactor is largely going to solve our problem there. Larger reactor, extra layer of shields for when the first line does dissipate, and a little bit of extra point defense. Now, this could be interesting, because this rescue station mission, right? And they're going to be hammering on the station. I've got to defend it in time, but there is a few of them this time around. So I think I need to focus on the mobile ships first, if I can. I can snipe those stationary ones pretty quickly, I think. But yeah, the Kestrel coming in and delivering a sucker punch is going to be really important here. Alright, so we've got a Wrangler, right? So if I angle you straight on that, I reckon I can punch it out pretty quickly. In the meantime, ooh, did I get him? No. How did you miss? Kestrel, what the hell happened? Really? What did you actually hit? Doesn't look like it hit anything. Alright, we've got two Wranglers and a laser and a cannon platform. Alright. So go for that. Ow, you're gonna be needed. I didn't want you to be needed, but you're gonna be. Alright. There is a maybe the flak cannon took it. We disable that. I think we might be able to, hopefully. Target it head on. It is possible for point defense to take down that sort of stuff. We'll aim all of my disruptors at that. Kestrel is gonna sit on and do its sniping job. Now hitting armor though. I think I need to extend the length of the Kestrel as well. It's potentially going to be a big plus. Got the other guy coming in, and he is aiming for the Kestrel. These new shields are definitely holding up though. Tell them to go after that. Really want the, oops. Kestrel, I need you to take that down, man. So start rail fanning. Hopefully the flak. Yep. Alright, so you got a shot off. See, this is where the owl is going to get out of its element to some extent. So I need the owl to come down and disable this. Or to grab its attention at least. So we're going to tell him to go down this way and also to pivot while it's doing it. The Kestrel, unfortunately, is going to have to retask and really aim on this guy. Come on, shoot. Alright, it's taken out that disruptor, which was our biggest sort of problem there. So this can go back to, I think it can continue to engage safely. The Kestrel will be able to fend this off reasonably well, and it's going to do so but just by taking out the reactor. Start rail fanning again. Not getting there. Taking some hits on the shields. Station will continue to take hits. I really want that station to survive as well. This is, we nearly got rid of that disruptor. I can't really do much until this, the owl needs to stay on engaged. So the Kestrel is on its own for the time being. Really don't want to have to rebuild the owl again. Alright, that first shield has unfortunately taken enough hits that it's... Alright. They've blown through and they're going to start targeting my... So I need the Kestrel to really take it on the armor at the moment. How are we going here? What are you doing? Go after this next. If you can take down that, might be okay. It's alright, we've got this armor for a reason. These guys are coming up to power up that shield, I think. We can get that working. That would be grand. We do not have power to engines though. This will be a problem. Because I need it to pivot. The owl's going fine. Starting to eat through, oh yeah, we've eaten through the point defense a bit. Alright, if I tell it to pivot back, if we can just get a lucky shot off here. Fortunate. It's alright, you can keep pivoted on that side. Got some shields back. Just wait for the point where we can get another shot. Pivot back. In the meantime, this station is copping a beating. Well, we'll get plenty of resources. How's this guy going? We've got this dialed in. Alright, we're about to take down that flak cannon. That'll be nice. That's most of its damage output. As long as we've got one more shot off on this rail, I think we're going to be okay here. So yeah, we'll pivot back to this side and see if I can get this. Yeah, we need power, do we? No, it's going to be okay. That's going to repower that shield. Yep, good. This shield just went down. So we're doing a good pivot at the moment. We have successfully destroyed that, so we might just work on defanging it. And that'll be okay. And then it can come down and help the Kestrel has taken out its target. Brilliant. Cool. So it can move up and take down this guy. He's going to be our most damaging, hopefully in time to save our station here. Yeah, we're going to be okay there. Alright, we'll speed up a little bit. Once I've destroyed the last laser on this, then the owl is going to go and engage that other laser platform. Kestrel should be able to take this out, no problem. Alright, good. Go up here and stop it from destroying our station. Kestrel man, what can we repair that's going to speed you up? Not much. Do you want to repair these though? Alright, yep. Now Mark II's picking a fight. It's fighting the good fight. After that, we get that. We can tank those shots pretty easily, and we should be able to take down its control. Yep. Good. Kestrel can come in. I don't care what you destroy, just destroy it. Because it is shooting down this station, man. Yeah, here we go. That's taken out. In the meantime, it can pivot and just finish that off. Alright, close fight, but I think we've done it. Yeah. Just the Wrangler left. And it just had a bad day. Excellent. Let's move our ships in. We do have a wreck down here, which we'll mark. And just have a chat to the station. Hey guys, we just rescued you. We also explored places. We'll take those bounties. Yeah, we want the Trodoc up here ASAP, so we are going to tell the Trodoc to warp drive up here. We'll immediately repair the Kestrel, and we will repair the Owl as well. I think what the owl could do is maybe have a couple of missile launchers at the back here. Because we can fit that easily in this space, right? In terms of expanded capacity for it. And that would have given it the ability to target. How's the Trodoc doing? Yeah, they're just powering up the hyperdrives. They don't have many crew to do it, so it'll take a little bit of time. So that will give us an option for the owl to give it some offensive firepower. And that probably would have meant that the owl could have come to the Kestrel's assistance a little bit sooner. And in terms of the Kestrel herself, then I think doubling up on our forward shields would be an option. We might have to make the ship a little bit wider as a result. That's fine. More side armor is going to be necessary when we're trying to tank side things anyway. And increasing the length to give that rail cannon a bit more of an oomph. Here we go, here's the Trodoc. Dudes, do you have any more crew that I can hire? Another 6 is going to make a big difference. Alright, so cleanup time. Now, in accordance with my rules, I did everything I could, right? There was no shilly-shallying around there. I was doing my best to take down the guys. But the good thing about these types of missions, quests, whatever you want to call them, is that you do get the ability. Oh, there's a pirate base in the asteroid belt. That'll be interesting. You do get the ability to, if they have been hammered to shit, like they have to a certain extent here, to clean up and grab all the stuff afterwards. So it's kind of a nice thing. I think the Trodoc will grab some more crew quarters. While it's not always going to be fully crewed, its ability to have additional crew will help when I want to do things like this. Trodoc. Send 11 over from the Kestrel to help out. It's going to really help replenish the supplies of the Trodoc. Yeah, we just filled up our hyper things. And we've still got a heap there as well. I'm thinking that I might just release something of this to be just general storage instead. I try not to do general storage, but I think in this case I'll make the exception. We've got a pretty good opportunity to grab everything we need here. Or a lot of supplies that is going to be really useful going forward. Go down and clean up these other couple of wrecks as well. Apparently we've got incoming. I don't think, ooh, an AU one there, right there. Nice. Is he going to try and take on the newly liberated station though? If he does, the Kestrel is undercrewed and that'll be, so it'll just be up to the owl to save us from the big bad pirate, but I think he's just going to walk on by. Yeah, walk on by, buddy. See if I care. You kind of ain't welcome around here. Pirate scum. nice. Alright, yeah, we got some stuff. We got some stuff that we've picked up. We've got enough goods to do another upgrade soon, I think. We'll transfer crew back to the Kestrel so it's fully manned. So the Kestrel, I thought, could have used some more crew. It's starting to run out of power. Whether or not that was just because of the medium reactor, or if we want to upgrade that to a large, could be a big improvement here. And if I make the whole thing wider, that's an option too. I think I'm going to have a chat to the station and see what I can buy in terms of blueprints though. I think we're on fairly good terms with these guys. Alright, so we might buy missile and mine launchers. I think that's a serious option. I think large reactor cores is a pretty good option too. And then the ability to manufacture our own missiles will be important. And I might leave it there for the time being. And we'll just go to here. So we do have a redesign in place already, and I think that's giving it booster thrusters. So we're going to make it so for them. And then we're going to have to do some stuff with crewing. I'm pretty sure that these... Well, there's power. Do I need to do stuff with power? No. This just powers everything that needs power. Yep. Alright, so these booster thrusters will allow us to slow down quickly. So we're going to mark them as Unit 2. There should be an engage function on them once they're all powered up. Yeah. I think we need to get people in here first. Why aren't you going anywhere, man? Oh, you don't think you can get enough crew to do it? Alright. Good. Are we lacking doors or something? Yeah, you go there. Ah. Alright, now we've got one left over. Cool. Do I still have ammo, dudes? You're supplying for these. Oh, I think I need one more crew member. That's why. Transfer crew to the Kestrel. Yeah, 2 more. Are you fully crewed? You are. Alright, yeah, so these guys can go back to not supplying for these. Instead, supply for that. Make them ammo ops. Cool. Alright, so second redesign of the Kestrel straight away. I'm still going to call it the Mark II. I was saying about making it wider and giving it a better reactor. So let's see if we can do that. Because I wanted... Alright, what we might do is just take it apart piece by piece. So we'll just sit on mirrors, cut this, just kind of move them out like this so that we can kind of disassemble this into its component parts, and then we'll put it back together again. And we'll take the forward section and just kind of move it forward here. Alright. So what I was talking about here was grabbing this, cutting, expanding it by one block. We'll deal with that hyperdrive anomaly in a bit. Do this. And then a second small shield generator here. Probably want to do like that. But then we were also talking about making the rail system longer. So if we cut it and put it up like this, go to the accelerator portion, go for the third unit, why not? Yeah. Pull the armor wedge like this. Single armor block there. Okay, so that means it's even further from the reactor. I'm almost thinking we need something to help out here, but we do want the corridors to be right next to reactor or the rail line. So we'll fix that. Do that. Now, some of the problem with it is that the up and down was kind of hampered by the need for hyperdrive up here. So now that we have the extra space, I'm hoping we can just kind of solve it by having it off to the side here. And that'll give us reasonable hyperdrive efficiency. Where do we get the most? I'm not sure because I'll have to put it back together again. Yeah, we'll put it back together with the main thing first. Or close to. Now, I was talking about giving it a bit more of an oomph in terms of reactor too. So we will delete that out, go for power, go for a large reactor, it's right here in the middle. Grab these guys, and so that will help offset basically the fact that we've just moved the shields even further from the reactor. I've done something silly here as well because it's now mirroring this. We'll need to get rid of these. Instead, that was sulfur storage that we need to keep. And we've got an option here as well. We could go for an extra layer of armor, or we can bring this in. I think if I bring it in though, I'm still going to need the bulge there, and it's going to even look even more like a penis. So we're not going to do that. Now, where do we get the most efficiency? It's thinking about here. So we'll drop that in there. Grab corridor here. Actually, it's probably not going to be a bad thing if I just do this. Keep armor there. And then I'm going to want some more point defense turrets. And it will probably want some better thrust forward as well. We can probably keep the current reverse thrust as it stands. but we will want better forward thrust. Now you can see what I'm doing here with layering the armor when I can. Basically it means it will take longer to burn through. This is a bit of a trade-off that we're doing here as well. So realistically speaking, we want this to be lightweight, right? It needs to be a lightweight ship so that it can run away from its enemies. But it also, as proven, some of the lighter enemies, or a lot of the lighter enemies, can get in close and ruin our day. So it's kind of like, well, should I armor it up, or should I not at all and just try and get it to run? Alright, that's pretty good. These will still need doors. Cancel. Turn off mirror. Door. Alright, so in terms of the thrusters down here, so we can put in a huge at the side here, and I think that's what we'll do. A huge one there, huge one there. Could have just turned on mirror again. I'm gonna keep, yeah, we'll keep that as that. Turn mirror back on, and let's get these, reattach these guys. About there, looks pretty good. Yep. Turn off mirror again. Got some more space now as well. I think if I move this guy down here, this guy down here, that makes a bit more sense. Pardon me. But I can now sneak in more crew bunks if I need to. And I've got the option of putting in, what's the hyperdrive efficiency? Pretty good still. Something else here. So we might just call it structure. If I'm getting hits around here, then I'm probably looking at the loss of the ship anyway. Yeah, in the meantime, these are just going to go to structural points, and I'll think about crewing in a second. So we're going to need corridors there. That's going to need a way in. That will need to be down here. Structure again. In fact, that can actually rotate. It's a fire extinguisher, right? Actually, we could make things more efficient here, right? So reactors here are our door. So the most efficient path would be to do something along the lines of that. So every little bit helps, basically, is my thinking here. Won't be perfect because we've got this thruster here and this one here, but it will be okay. I think I'm going to ignore rear point defense. If we've got missiles traveling down, then these are the guys to try and take it out. And if we get smacked at the rear, then so be it. Definitely got room to improve this ship a lot more. We've got plenty of points to play with. And I can put more crew here is another option. So I could make these guys, say, dedicated shield guys instead. So they just work on a couple of shields up the top or something. We need doors here. I think we're all good for doors. Oh no, that needs a door. Yeah, okay. So we've got some expansion points that we can do. But that's all pretty... the other thing we need is we just turn on mirror, is doors to our rail, which all disappeared for some reason. You don't actually need doors both sides. You can just do one-sided. And that could be another thing, is we have a dedicated crew just for the railgun power. And they'll just run up and down one side maybe. And then have these guys are powering the engines and shields only. That's an option. If I did that, I'd probably put capacitors up here in a bunk rather than put them down here. Alright, but I think this is going to be our Kestrel upgrade. Now, the unfortunate side effect is the paint job no longer makes sense, right? It just kind of looks a little bit weird now. I spent all that time on it, and this is my reward. Does it have enough crew? Yep, it's got the full 30 that was assigned to it, but we're gonna have to do some changes, I suspect, because I've moved stuff around. Alright, you're still assigned like this. Yeah, you're gonna be assigned to the large reactors, guys. You're an ops team, so you're meant to be here, here, and here. These guys basically have no assignment. That's fine. They do have a classification, so they will have the right priorities. This guy just wants to do ops, but he can't. Let's look at power management or resource management. Yep, so this is going to feed into this is going to feed into this. Okay. Otherwise, that looks about right. Now, can I do anything with armor up the front here as well? Actually, yeah, we can. So we can give it a little bit of... This will not affect its ability to fire because the rail comes out this little thing. But it will stop some incoming fire when the shields are down. Alright, and in with our naming convention, we now want to call that the Kestrel Mark II. So we've got an upgraded owl and we've got an upgraded Kestrel. We just used a lot of the resources that we liberated. Liberated is the right word, yeah. From, you know what? You can also go power that if you want to. Cool. Again, my reflex at the moment is to save, but of course, there's no point. There is no point in saving. we are coming up at a 2.5 hour mark, which, look at that, angles attack, yeah. Versus this guy, which, yeah, this is the button, the boost, Control B. Can I just go this? It's always Control B, alright. So if it needs to run away, it can boost its way away from the enemies. But I believe it has a limited time before they start damaging themselves and they conk out or something like that, is the way that that works. Oh, I'm pissed about that paint. And we did all that work. That's alright, I wasn't satisfied with the Kestrel. So let's go check them out. Let's test them out, I should say, not check them out. We should head to this one up here. No, look, we're going to leave that from another stream. We're going to leave it. We have spent enough time. I think it is lunchtime. Food is a thing. Food is a thing that is delicious. And yeah, that's something we want to do. Alright, so, is eat. So we're slowly creeping up on the fame as well, which is a good thing. Fame is my main limiting factor, really. Now that I have most blueprints, I have the ability to build stuff as I need to. We've got plenty of wrecks that we can go pick up. My crew limits are really what's holding me back. I think the next ship that I'll get is another Owl Mark II. The reasoning for this is that at the moment these guys can engage on a one-for-one basis and tank pretty well. Not amazingly, but pretty well. It came out of that last fight without too much damage. It blew off some point defense. This is about it. So that's okay, right? But what we just demonstrated from the fight that we just had, we had another combatant just slip by, go straight for the Kestrel. While the Kestrel was able to handle it, it ultimately wasn't such a fun experience. And in other circumstances, we could have had a really bad day. So, if we have another frontliner engager that can tank off another ship and then continue with Kestrel as the sniper, that would be really good. And then potentially these owls, when we're only dealing with single combatants, could be able to support each other. So the owl could sneak up behind and take out a cockpit or something like that, or damage engines, something along those lines. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do, but we will end the stream now. As I said, it's lunchtime for me, so I hope everyone's enjoyed the next series. A bit more action in this one, a bit of painting up start, a bit more combat, and yeah, I'm having fun. The Admiral difficulty really makes you think about your engagements. So I think on the normal one, I was just plowing in and having fun, and that was a lot of fun. But there wasn't much thought to it. This time, I have to put a lot of thought into it to make sure that I don't die. So yeah, it's good times. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. My name is Pooks, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye now.